If you're thinking of buying a kayak, canoe, or small boat, you might want to watch this video. Hi, my name is Ron Vanderheiden. I'm a professional fly fisherman, fly tyer, demonstrator, archer, filmmaker, and more. I will be producing a series of videos where I will take you along on these adventures, and I will share some of the techniques and skills I've developed over the years to get you more fish, more crabs, more clams. First off, aluminum boats. Aluminum boats are great. Small boats are great. You have to trailer them. That can be an issue because boat launches are sometimes few and far between, so you can only get in at those access points. In addition to that, you got to store it. And in the San Francisco Bay Area where I live, it can easily cost for storing a boat trailer $100, $200, $300 a month. That's easily $2,400 a year. Every other year I could buy a brand new boat. I mean, that's a lot of money, and that's what people have to do here. Many people like myself have gone for the smaller version like kayaks or canoes where they can store them in their yard or even their garage. Canoes and kayaks you can pretty much launch wherever you want as long as you can get to the water, and many times it's in the prime areas in that body of water. Sometimes you can get into water where boats just can't reach. In addition, we hardly ever pay for launch fees, so it saves us money in the long run. Kayaks are a great option for open water, such as the ocean, bays. You're limited in what you can bring. No dog, no friend, no family member. Gear sometimes is an issue. And sometimes because of their weight, they're anywhere from 85 to 100 pounds nowadays. Getting them over rough terrain to certain bodies of water might be difficult or impossible. Canoes are lightweight, affordable, tons of room for dogs, friends, family, gear. Not to mention they boast many advantages over other watercraft, and I will explain. After doing tons of research and trying different boats, kayaks, and canoes, I selected my new watercraft. It's the Basswood 17 from Winona, an ultralight canoe. It might just be the perfect boat for many fishermen like myself. My new canoe from Winona comes in this shrink wrap plastic, and then inside is a skin. Let's remove it and take a look what we got. This is not your grandpa's canoe. Many people have gotten in an old canoe, antiquated design, poor materials. They lack canoe experience and maybe some common sense. They have a bad mishap and they ward off canoes for the rest of their life. I think that's a huge mistake. With modern designs, new technology, and new materials, canoes are having a huge resurgence throughout the world in both fishing and recreation. My new boat is the Basswood 17. It was built and created by fishermen for fishermen. This ultralight canoe boasts a carrying weight of 46 pounds. It is made with an aerospace material called Aramid, used in bulletproof vests or any time where extremely lightweight and high strength is required. It also has some very unique features specifically designed for fishermen. It has a laminated foam core, which gives the boat its rigidity and strength. I would contact Winona for the build characteristics. I would like to get into the overall design, which makes this boat a fishing beast. The Basswood 17 has no rocker. And you say, what is rocker? Rocker is when the canoe, the front of the canoe and the back of the canoe, the bow and the stern are lifted up, turned up from the base, and it allows the canoe to pivot easily in the water. That's ideal for rough water, especially if you're going down rapids and you want to get into what they refer to as an eddy out or a back eddy. Get out, you can preview the rest of the rapids. It's a chance to rest, refocus on your task. Rocker for a fisherman. Rocker on a canoe for lake fishing is not necessarily desirable. On a windy day, with the bow and stern being lifted up, the wind can bully you around. Many fishermen find that annoying because they're always trying to work the boat. So rocker isn't necessarily something you want on a lake boat. No rocker, what does that do? The Gunnel 17, no rocker, stays flat on the water. It doesn't get pushed around in those windy situations. It allows you to stay put. Beautiful thing. The other thing with no rocker is when you want to go, it gets up and goes and it just takes off. So that's one of the advantages with no rocker. This is Gunnel's finish. When I used to repair and work on surfboards, this is what we would call as a wet finish, or like a mirror. Super slick, it's going to slide on the water great. Remember, there's no rocker, so this boat will stay put till I take off and go, and then it will go. Although the Basswood 17 has a good cruising speed, it was not designed to win you a race. What it was designed to do is to effortlessly slip through the water up and down those banks where you're targeting that lunker trout or huge bass or whatever fish you're looking for. It's a boat that's designed to move silently through the water with very little effort. The Basswood 17 has an extremely shallow draft, just a few inches. This allows you to slip over water that other boats and even kayaks, especially with pedal drives, the Mirage pedal drives from Hobie, just can't go through the weeds. This will slip over literally inches of water, allowing you to get into that perfect place. Remember, fishing is very much like McDonald's. Location, location, location. Your job as a fisherman to be in that prime area where you can make that perfect cast to get that lunker fish. Basswood 17 also boasts great initial stability. What does that mean? That means that boat is going to lock on the water and be stable. So in a long day of fishing, standing up to stretch your legs or to get a view on your next target shouldn't be a problem for most people. I do not make it a habit of recommending people stand up in a canoe. Standing in a canoe is always a risky proposition. On the other hand, I've surfed my entire life, so standing in a canoe is kind of like standing on the sidewalk for me. Again, standing in a canoe is something I don't recommend, but the stability will give you that confidence when you're fishing throughout the day that you are in a stable boat. One of the most interesting characteristics of this boat is the Gunnel System. Like I said, this boat was designed by fishermen for fishermen. The entire length of the boat has a gunnel that will accept all your favorite accessories from Yak Attack, Scotty, etc. All the other brands on the market that have that track mounting system. So you can basically mount whatever you want. You can mount your fish finders, you can mount rod holders, cup holders, GoPro camera mounts, whatever you want. This boat accepts it, and it's a beautiful integration to this boat. And I think it will be a popular design for boats in the future from now on. One of the other pluses with this design is this canoe has ample space for what I call adequate crabbing equipment. Many of my friends in their kayaks are limited to 1, 2, maximum 3 traps that they can go out with without having the whole thing become a disaster. I can bring 5, 6 traps easily in my canoe. That does a couple of things. Number one, it doubles your take because you got more traps in the water. Number two, it helps you find the crab. Once you find the crab, you stack your traps up in that area, so it gives you a bigger spread. Third, when you got your traps down, you got a bigger scent trail. So all those traps are providing more scent, which I think more than 2-fold increases your limit on crabs. So if you're a crabber, a canoe is definitely the way to go. I always recommend talking to professionals before making a purchase of a new boat, canoe, kayak. California Canoe and Kayak is one of the premier outfitters in Northern California. They allow you to try out their boats. They have vendor days. It's a great organization company throughout Northern California that'll get you in the right boat that you want. Or you can always go directly to the source. Call up Winona, talk to their pro staff, and they can help you choose the best boat for you. I will be making a series of videos that you can come along and learn from me on my many adventures. It's going to be both fly fishing and conventional for trout, smallmouth bass, black bass, halibut, kokanee, some of the best crabbing and clamming adventures. Plus, this fall, I'm going to take you down for a nighttime lobster trapping event down in Southern California. to be notified of these adventures and to learn the skills and techniques that I've developed over the years to get more fish, crabs, and clams. In addition, I will show you how to get clams out of a canoe when nobody else can get clams. It's a pretty cool trick I've developed. With that in mind, hit the bell, subscribe, you know what to do, share it with your friends. I will also show you how a canoe can be invaluable to the outdoor enthusiast. We got a video on that coming up as well. My next video will be on upgrades that I do for all my canoes. Not only does it bring it up to that next level, but it actually adds comfort and safety. You can see we're here on this cold, foggy morning in the middle of winter. Really excited about my new boat. Enough with the fog.